Okay, this is going to be the construction of an angle bisector. To do the construction, I need some tools. I need my compass, I need a straight edge, and then I just have a couple of colored pens so that I can make some markings. The first thing I need is I need an angle that I'm going to bisect. So I'm going to first construct, I'm just going to draw, using the straight edge, one ray there, and then I'm going to draw another ray that has this as a common endpoint. It doesn't matter what size my angle is. It could be acute, it could be obtuse. I just need an angle. Okay, it's the same construction no matter what size the angle is. We need some notation on here so we know what to talk about. So I'm going to give this a point A. This common point right here is point B, and then we have point C. So now I could talk about the ray BA, this ray, and I can talk about the ray BC, which would be this ray. These two rays have a common point, which is B, which is the vertex of the angle ABC. I could additionally call this angle CBA, which way I go, but you have to go in the order of like tracing the angle. So it's either ABC or CBA. It's not, you don't start with the letter B, you start with one of the rays, okay? Now let's do the construction. To do the construction, we take our compass and we want our compass open a comfortable distance. What I mean by that is if the pointer, the point part and the pencil tip are too close together, well, for one thing, I just closed my pointer, that's much harder to draw circles like that. So I like to have my compass open about 1 inch to 1.5 inches. I always say it's kind of like, I look at my thumb joint to the end of my finger. That's usually a pretty comfortable distance for me so that when I'm spinning it, the circles are pretty easy to draw. You don't press super hard, but you press hard enough just so that the pencil mark shows up. We're going to put the foot of the compass at point B, and we're going to draw part of a circle. So what I'm saying is I am constructing circle B. I'm just not drawing the entire circle. The only part of the circle that I'm going to draw is the part that intersects the two sides of that angle. So that's an arc of the circle, and it intersected this angle at this point here that I'm going to call P, and at this point here that I'm going to call Q. So we've constructed circle B with this radius. This was the radius of our circle. Now I can change this opening at this point. I just did that one circle. But the next two constructions, I'm going to pick a radius and keep it there. Don't change it. I'm going to construct two circles. I'm going to construct circle P, and I'm going to construct circle Q. And both of those have to have the same radius, meaning they have to be congruent circles. The distance should be at least the distance from P to Q, or even a little bit more if I want to. But it shouldn't be less because you might end up with some problems with that. So I'd like to say from P to Q or a little bit more. I'm going to first draw part of circle P, and the part I want is the part that's drawn inside of the angle, not outside here, but inside the angle. So I put the foot of the compass at point P, and now I'm going to draw the part of the circle that's inside that angle, like that. And that's all I'm going to do. Don't change your compass. Make sure it stays rigid at this opening, because that was the radius of circle P. I'm going to now pick up my compass and bring it over to Q, putting the foot of the compass at Q, carefully. And I'm going to now draw the arc of the circle, that's circle Q, with that same radius. My hand's going to get in the way of the camera, but there it is. Okay, so I have that right there is part of circle Q. And the radius of circle Q and the radius of circle P is the same. This is the point of the intersection of those two circles. I'm going to label that point K. And now what I'm left to do is take my straight edge and draw a ray from point B, so this is my end point, through the point K and beyond, and that is the ray BK. And BK is the angle bisector, so I'm going to write this down. The ray BK, so I have this, is the angle bisector of angle ABC. And that's the end of the construction.